Topic number 2 is superhero games. Where did they go? Are we ever going to see them again? Who are they? Where did they come from? What are they?
Who am I?
The fact is, we don't really see superhero games anymore, and at least one's worth mentioning.
Unless it's Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is really the only one.
Yeah, no, Spider-Man, like
Batman.
Batman. Batman,
Or
Spider-Man.
games, yeah.
But like I haven't seen superhero or Superman games since Superman 64. I'm sure there has been.
That's
one
probably why.
Yeah, exactly.
There was Superman Returns, better than the movie. The issue with this topic is there are a lot of good superhero games, it's just you don't hear about them. You hear about the bad ones. You don't really hear about the good ones. Hulk Ultimate Destruction was really good.
It was.
Yeah, but that game's 11 years old.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 are both pretty
Which
good.
are getting remastered.
Injustice is pretty good. And Injustice
like
2,
games.
but they're fighting games. The Wolverine Origins game
Was fantastic.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed.
It was very
renting
much
that.
so of the realm of Splatterhouse,
yeah.
where
Yeah,
the
it was
body
very
parts fall apart and you
yeah.
can regenerate, which is negative. But yes.
Obviously, you have all of the Batman games, which Batman, Arkham,
Which 3 or 4
Arkham Asylum, Arkham City,
Right,
Arkham
Arkham Origins
nice.
was kind of trash, but
Yeah, everyone hates on Arkham Origins. It's just Arkham City.
There was good things about it, but just not as well done.
No.
Yeah.
I liked the boss fights better in Arkham Origins than I did Arkham City, honestly.
but yeah, Arkham Knight was by far my favorite of all. Obviously, it was like
I mean, it was a true Batman game.
Yeah, no, it was
I
through
did
and through.
not like Arkham Knight as well as I did Arkham City.
Did you play on PCs that way?
No, I loved every part of it where you were Batman.
Mhm.
I hated the Batmobile
Why are you like this?
because
Take your moped
it
and
was
get the hell out of here.
The Batmobile parts about Arkham Knight. It's not a Batman game anymore. It's just it's like a pissed off angry child god smashing Tonka toys together, and that's not really like what I view my Batman as. Like,
Fair enough.
It's
but...
cool-ish, but like I don't know. I wanted less of the Batmobile segments and more of the like Batman segments.
I guess I was so enamored with being in the Batmobile that I was like, the entire time.
It was the first time.
It
Yeah.
lost me really quickly. And my thing was
so
like,
good,
you're able to get around the city just fine by gliding and using your grappling hook.
I mean, I guess, I did do that a lot more. There's a lot more opportunities to be doing that.
But you can jump out of your thing and go, woo, yeah!
and
That's
then you
cool,
can
I
upgrade and go
guess.
even higher.
There are really cool aspects of that game. I loved fighting.
I didn't know he was
Professor
in it.
Pig. Yeah, I love fighting Professor Pig. I loved Man-Bat. I loved like
They threw a lot of characters.
all of the Joker sequences were amazing. I love the two person fighting mechanic where it's like you and Nightwing fighting. That's awesome.
That was really
I
bad.
want to see more of that. Rumor has it they're wanting to do a Teen Titans game. I don't know if that's true
That
or
would be
not.
tight.
Dude,
Which would be
I'd
rad.
sign
Give me
me up, to be
Cyborg.
honest.
Yeah. Point is, there are good superhero games. You just don't hear about them. You hear about your Superman 64s, and you hear about your Aquaman Battle for Atlantis, and you hear about your Amazing Spider-Man 2s. I think, hopefully, this new Spider-Man game, Activision's new Spider-Man game,
It looks like a Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
It does.
It does.
But it gives you a lot of the new aspects of, like, a lot of the good parts of the games were good, but the throwback of, and like him swinging through a window.
I like the fact that it's not like an origin story or anything.
Right.
They're doing what Batman Arkham asylum did, and just being like, you know who this is. We don't need to explain
We're
it.
not gonna hold your
You're
hand.
him.
I just think, the last 4 or 5 years, Marvel's been sitting on this gold mine of movies, and they
and like Lego's the only one that's doing anything about it.
Yeah.
and
those games are great.
they have all these, they can make blockbuster hits out of comic series that people that weren't necessarily mainstream, like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that,
Right.
and then they're just sitting on all what could potentially be all this profit. They just find a good studio like Insomniac, and make a good open world game.
It's gotta be good. It can't just be like a
They need to be able and let them actually, like I said in the last one, you need to let them do what they need to do.
Well, when every single one of your Marvel movies makes $1 billion, you can probably afford to make a $200 million game.
Yeah.
And obviously don't know the specs of everything and how game development works, but if you really wanted to, if they really wanted to, they could make a good superhero game for every Marvel movie that's for every Marvel character that's out, for everyone that's coming out, and same with DC,
And I wouldn't even mind seeing some like the characters you don't really hear that much about, like an Iron Fist game, or like, even like a couple of characters. I know you,
dude. But like, we got a Daredevil game from like the Netflix. Like, holy, sign me up.
Give me like an Arkham type Daredevil.
Before
Yes.
the release of Captain America: The First Avenger, there was a Captain America game that they released.
Which I heard was pretty decent.
It was pretty good. The shield throw mechanic was really interesting. It was a pretty solid game, and
It's
no
still
one
pretty
played
expensive,
it.
too, if you
Yeah,
find it.
there was a Watchmen game that was supposed to tie into the movie.
I heard it was okay.
I heard it was okay.
Cool.
That's kind of
Experience, I
an
guess.
issue that you get into with these is, will these video games that tie into these these big properties sell? Even if it was just like an Iron Man game. Everyone loves Iron Man.
I don't
Yeah.
love Iron Man.
I don't love Iron Man.
I would love to play as Iron
Yeah,
Man.
that'd be
that's
fun.
I mean, you can in the Iron Man game, and
Yeah.
it's terrible.
Or-
Yeah, it's not good.
Or wait, there's an Iron Man game.
There's
It's not
two
good,
of them.
and they're not
Really?
good.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
See, and that's the thing is like I'm finding out about all these games literally right now because I'm just like I don't remember hearing about any of this.
Yeah, that's kind of the issue you run into. For example, they've been pushing out Spider-Man games religiously
Yeah.
since Spider-Man 2, and they've been trying to recapture the beauty of Spider-Man
Well,
2.
I think too is that when they try to make a superhero movie or game, they try to make it for everybody.
Mhm.
And that's fine, but then there's some times where you have like a Deadpool game where it's not necessary for everybody,
Yeah.
and it's great.
They're
Yeah.
catering to the crowd and it
Yeah,
shows
and
it
they
pays
did
off.
that so well with
Yeah.
the Deadpool game.
Ultimate Spider-Man is my other example of a game that they understood. It was basically followed the comic run of Brian Michael Bendis' Ultimate Spider-Man to a T. And it showed because the game was really good and really fun and had a really good story. Yeah, they've been consistently pushing out Spider-Man games, but you just don't hear about them a lot. And that's mostly because the recent Spider-Man games are based around the movies and they were garbage. But I'm with Aaron. Marvel, we know that you can do it.
And you've
We know
got
that
a
you can make
vast amount of characters to
Yeah.
do something with.
Yeah.
We
That
did
would
it,
be
you
a
think.
cool thing is if you're like tied it into the cinematic universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but as a character we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah.
So like give us a,
DC could do the
Yeah.
same thing now
Yeah.
that
I think
everything's...
there's less DC games than there are.
there are
Oh,
way
for
less
sure.
DC games. What they could do is they could take a character that we haven't seen that everyone's been wanting, like
Possible.
like Nova or Fantastic Four.
They've done
but-
that though. Fantastic
Yeah.
Four.
They don't own the rest of
Grant-
Fantastic Four,
No.
but
Give me a
like,
Roslo Gould origin story.
that would be rad. That'd be so cool.
Yeah,
In
actually.
the vein of Arkham,
Yeah, that'd be rad.
money.
Here's a game that I want. I want an Invincible game. That would be cool.
Like the
Oh,
vulnerable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They talked about doing it.
Yeah,
Or they were doing a cartoon for it too, and it just
Mhm.
ended up being like a web animated show.
which makes me
No, Invincible, I would.
that
buy
game
it.
would be rad.
So real quick, before we wrap this up, let's go down the line. Any superhero game that you could wish for?
I would love a Nova game. Nova would be rad.
Another good Hulk game, because, what was it?
Ultimate Destruction.
Ultimate Destruction is one of my favorites, but I don't know. I love the Green Lantern, but I feel like a game could
They
just...
had that though, for the movie.
Like a Scribblenauts-esque Green
Oh,
Lantern
yeah, that'd be
game
super
where you
fun.
would draw your, like, you could draw your...
No, it wouldn't. Everybody would just
what?
draw penises. Bam! Bam! Dicks and balls. That's all that
I
game
would go
would be.
straight up Saint Row 4 on them.
That might be the allure of it.
I mean, I feel like
Customize your dick and balls.
I'm gonna stick with Flash. Who's like I'm not like the biggest Flash fan, but at the same time I really want to see a game with Flash. I think that they could do a lot with those mechanics, like those speed force.
It could just be a side scroller, and then you could just immediately win.
It'd just be
You'd be a blue hedgehog. You got spikes.
It's just speedrunners. You race against other people.
Well, there you
Nice.
go. We just jerked it to superheroes for the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
If you liked this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like it, we don't care.
I care.
Tell us what superhero game you would like to see.
Yes, please.
Which ones you hated, which ones you love that are already out.
Give us a full list of every terrible
Give us a
superhero
description
game.
of your story of a superhero game.
Thanks, love you, bye. We good? Nope. We good? Nope.
Thank you.
Are we good?